Hey everyone, it's Ariel and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a get ready and chat with me video, but this time it's a little bit more of a story time. So I'm just gonna do basically my normal like makeup routine, which is not that exciting, but I also wanted to tell you guys this story of when I cut off a chunk of my finger when I worked in the hair salon. So I thought this might be a fun like little story time video to do while I get ready. So that is what we are gonna do today. So before we get into the video, if this is your first time watching, make sure you go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I upload usually twice a week, and if you are enjoying this video at any point, please give it a big thumbs up and also leave me your comments and your feedback in the comment section down below. I always love chatting with you guys in the comment section. You already know that, especially with the get ready and chat with me's, because that's like what this is all about. So with that said, let's just get right into the video. And I'm gonna finish. Oh, the hair on my pickle. I'm just gonna finish this before I start. Yes, I am eating a pickle right now. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna do my concealer. I just realized I don't have a mirror here. Pause. If you guys could see my setup right now, you would be laughing at me, but it's okay, we're good. I have a mirror now, so I'm gonna do my concealer. Cover up some of these bags. And I'm using the same products I always use, but as usual, I will leave everything linked in the description. I've never done like a story time video before. I've done plenty of get ready with me's, but I've never had like a topic really. It's always just been like kind of like a life update or like just whatever's kind of on my mind at the time. But for some reason the other day I was thinking about the time when I cut off a piece of my knuckle at the salon. And I was like, you know what, that might make a good YouTube video. So here we are. And so yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. So basically this was probably in 2017. No, 2016. This is probably 2016. Maybe 17, I'm not sure. But I had been working in the salon for a year or two, and one day I think I was like halfway through my clients for the day. Actually no, I was near the end because I remember I only had a few haircuts left. By the way, this is like just based on memory, so I don't know if it's like 100% right, but this is just like how I remember it. But anyway, so I had a men's cut, and for like a basic men's cut, there's often a time when you have to cut the top like horizontally. Wait, let me zoom you out so you can see what I'm doing. So horizontally like this. So your fingers are here and then your scissors are here. Actually, it would be this way. So fingers here, scissors here, and then you cut like across the top. That's pretty much in any men's cut, as long as it's like short. And women too. It's not only for men. Let me zoom me back in. So I had this men's cut. I was doing that technique where I'm cutting the top horizontally, and you know, they teach you in hair school to be careful not to cut your fingers, but for whatever reason, I don't know if I just wasn't paying close attention, if I zoned out for a second, my finger slipped. I don't remember like what happened or why this happened, but I ended up cutting like straight into my knuckle. So it's all coming back to me now. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to do my brows. You know what, no, we're gonna do some bronzer first. I'm just gonna take my Hoola by Benefit bronzer, and I'm just gonna use this on my eyelid. I'm just gonna apply this all over. This is like the perfect eyeshadow shade for me. You guys have seen me do this before, but Okay, bronzer is done. Now I'm gonna do brows. So where were we? So yeah, I cut the chunk off my finger. Didn't even feel it. It was so like quick and just out of nowhere. Like I think I was a little bit in shock. Also, I had a tendency to like zone out at work. And I just like often was not in the best of spirits. So yeah, already I was kind of like dead inside, honestly, but didn't even feel it. So I just was like, I didn't say anything to the client. And this was like a client that I had had for a while already. He ended up being like my client for a long time, like years and years. But anyway, this was a client that I was like pretty comfortable with, and I didn't say anything. I was just like, oh, I think I did say like, I cut myself, I'll be right back, but not like this is really bad right now. So I just put my scissors down. Actually, no, I took my scissors with me. Walked to the back room, which was like literally a few steps away, and grabbed some tissue and kind of like blotted it. And I had cut it so deep that all I could see was like my white blood cells. I think that's what it is. Like I cut so deep that it was past like the first layer of skin. It was down to like, I don't know if that's like cartilage or what that is, but it was like white with little spots of red. So it was like a deep cut, like a really, really deep cut. The worst I had ever cut myself. And honestly, I cut myself all the time at work. So the fact that I didn't like really feel it that much, I was like, oh, I just cut myself, whatever. But once I saw that it was like white, I was like, what? And then I don't know if I called my coworker to the back room or what happened, or if she just came or she was already there. I can't really remember that part, but she ended up coming and checking out my cut, and I was like, I think it's pretty bad. And she's like, yep, I think it's pretty bad. And this is just pure luck, but luckily we had a walk-in clinic like a few doors down, because this was in a strip mall, and the walk-in clinic was just a few doors down from the salon. So she was like, maybe you should just go to the walk-in and see what they say. Like it looks really bad, so you might need stitches. She had had stitches before from cutting her finger, so she was kind of like, yeah, I think that's bad enough for stitches. So I was like, okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea, because it like was not stopping bleeding. So after it was white, I kept holding like tissue papers on it, and they kept filling up like immediately. So it was like a hole in my knuckle. It was right on my knuckle, like right on the tip of my knuckle. There's the scar, so you can see. But at a certain point, I was like, okay, the tissues are not cutting it. They're just bleeding right through. So I grabbed, I don't know if you guys know like the blue towels at the salon. I mean, they're not blue at every salon, but it's like pretty common that they're blue towels. I had to grab like scrap one of those and hold that over my hand, because it was not stopping bleeding. Like it just would not stop bleeding. So I was like, okay, I think you're right. I think I have to go and see the doctor, like see what they think, if I need stitches or what. So that's what I did. I walked over with my like with my salon towel wrapped around my entire hand basically, but like mainly around this entire finger. Walked over to the walk-in clinic. And I'm gonna pause here because I need to move to the next step. I'm gonna do a little bit of blush. It's my same blush that I always use. I actually have been applying my blush a little bit differently lately. I will show you guys. I used to apply it like on the apples. Like I feel like that's like the standard way to do it. But lately I've been doing it up here, almost like where I would apply a highlight. I think I saw a TikTok or a YouTube short on this. This is just supposed to like really enhance your cheekbones. But anyway, so I apply it like that, and then I still apply a little bit over my nose, and then I'll just blend it all out with my hands. and I feel like it's a lot more flattering for my face shape. It just like really pulls everything up, and I've really been liking this blush application. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. So yes, walked over to the walk-in clinic with my blue towel wrapped around my hand. I'll try to insert a picture of like the towels I'm talking about so you guys can get an idea if I'm able to find one. But walked to the front desk, and I was like, I work next door at the hair salon, and I just like cut my finger really bad. I don't know if I need stitches, but it's like not stopping bleeding. So is there any chance like the doctor could see me right away? And I remember there was a few people in the waiting room, but for some reason he took me in right away. I didn't even have to wait. This was just like pure luck, pure luck. So I get into his office, I show him the cut. It's still just like blood coming out, like it's not stopping bleeding, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna need stitches. He did give me multiple options, but he said that this was the best option, to just get it stitched up right away. So I was like, yeah, whatever, like you're the doctor, I trust you. And so yeah, I got stitches right away. I remember it really hurting, like just feeling like it was just a really like sharp pain, because all he put on was like a little bit of numbing cream, and I think he let it sit for a couple minutes, but that was it. Like I barely got any like pain cream or whatever, medication of any kind. Sorry, really hard to talk while I'm doing mascara. But so yeah, he just put a little bit of numbing cream, but I remember like still being able to feel the needle going in, and it really hurt. It really hurt, but I watched him do it, or at least the first part. It was pretty fascinating to see. But yeah, so got it stitched up. It was the kind of stitches that like dissolve. So I didn't even have to go back and get them taken out. They just went away on their own. So yeah, it was perfect. But so basically got the stitches. He wrapped my finger up in like a bunch of bandages, like it was like a big white block basically around my middle finger. I don't know if I have any pictures of this, but if I do, I will insert them here so you can see. So yeah, like luckily, for whatever reason, I got so lucky this day, and I was in and out of the walk-in clinic in like probably 15 minutes. Stitched up, huge band-aid on, good to go. Well, it hurt, but you know, no more bleeding. And yeah, basically I walked back into the salon, which by the way, I don't know if you remember, but I was like halfway through a men's cut when this happened. So luckily my coworker, who was like an angel, offered to finish my client's hair, and he said yes, because he would have just been sitting there for who knows how long. So I had to like go back and be like, I cut myself really bad. It's not just a little cut. I have to go and get stitches. So my coworker here is gonna finish your haircut if that's okay with you. So luckily he was okay with that. And so when I came back, I'm pretty sure he was still there. Like I was in and out of the doctor's office so fast. So I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he was still there. Still, like, she was still finishing his haircut. And yeah, basically I just walked back in, told him what happened, like I got stitches, blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember if I finished my clients for the day. I think I went home after this. I can't remember exactly. It's a little bit fuzzy, but yeah, I ended up having that huge like band-aid on my hand for a few days, and it was like super hard to work with because I couldn't do any shampoos or anything. Like it couldn't really get wet. So I remember the few days after this being super annoying because I had this like huge bandage on my finger, and it just hurt. Like it was just really sore. So yeah, the next few days after that were pretty annoying, just having that big bandage on. But eventually I was able to take it off. The stitches eventually just like fell out, I guess. I'm not really sure. But I do have a picture of how it looked once I took off the bandage, and it was just like the stitches. So I'll insert that here so you can see. And I remember being really sad about how my hand looked because he had to like use some of the skin from like the middle of my knuckle to pull so that he could stitch it together, if that makes sense, like stitch it over the hole that I had cut. And I remember being really sad that like my knuckle wasn't gonna look the same ever again. It looked just like so weird and flat. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but yeah, it just looked weird and just like, it just looked strange. So I was really sad about that. I'm like, oh, my knuckle, it looks so weird. But if you look at it now, you can barely even tell that that happened. Come on, focus. So that's where, no, that's where I cut it. And I mean, look, it looks basically like the rest of my knuckles. I feel like you wouldn't really be able to tell. And there's the scar to prove it all happened. It's one little line. But yeah, so that's pretty much the story of what happened when I cut off a chunk of my finger, had to get stitches. It sucked. It was not very fun. I'm just using this BEAUTYCOUNTER lip gloss. This is the shade Rosewood. I love this lip gloss. Use it all the time. I'm just gonna do a little bit of highlight and then that should be pretty much it. This look is really giving me like 90s vibes this time. I feel like it doesn't normally, but I don't know. Maybe it's a lipstick. It seems darker this time or something, but I don't mind it. It's cute. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much the story of what happened when I cut off a chunk of my finger. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me and chat, but story time. Hopefully you found that story interesting or entertaining. If you did, make sure to leave this video a thumbs up and comment your thoughts down below. Definitely let me know if you enjoyed this like style of video, like where I do a get ready with me, but it's more of like centered around a topic or a story. I don't know, I feel like that's like one of my most interesting stories, but I might be able to think of some more, so let me know if you liked this and I will try to do it again. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video.